within live action, I think it's time for the DCU to also shed some light on or back on someone like Constantine, for one. Like, give me Justice League Dark. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, right? You know what I mean? I would even love to see some Swamp Thing exist. You know, I guess
maybe not even a movie, but at least like a series or something.
I'm fine with a series.
I remember I love Constantine. I love Zatanna. I love Deadman.
Same. That's what I want to see. I think like if James wants to be super different from the things that have been done in the past, I know you got to build this universe, right? And I know it starts with Superman and Batman, that aspect. I get it. But to further separate yourself from things in the past, I think it's do something that's never been done in live action. He's doing it with Creature Commandos, with animation. Show me some supernatural. Let me get some dark magic. And James is so interested in taking lesser focused characters and making them household names. Well, here you go. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Side Projekt Podcast. Yes! You know it. Let's take a sip from our Run It Up mugs. Available on the Side Projekt merch store right about now. How's everybody doing, man? I didn't do it right. You tune in regular, you know I gotta go. How's everybody doing, man? I'm tired and I have very little energy, but I'm gonna turn it up to level 11 like I always do, and we're gonna have a good time. And I'm stoked because if you tune in semi-regularly, or regularly in general, whatever it is, you know that the show is a little bit more like, I guess you could say interview-esque, interview-driven, right? Have a guest on, talk with them, or guests, and talk with them and get to know them and talk about their cosplays, mainly cosplayers, and get to know them a little bit and what they do and this and that and blah, 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 right? Every now and then, which I think it's only been one actually, such as not too long ago, or I guess now last year since we're in 2025, Happy New Year, I had Bradman Cosplay and Capture Realm back on the show. They'd never been on together, and it was a little bit more of a just like a conversation, right? We were talking about like pop culture and things that I can't remember exactly what we talked about actually. I think we talked about at the time like Dr. Doom and RDJ and our thoughts on that. You know what I mean? We're just talking about like pop culture things and gaming and different things like that. And then towards the end, we even went off on a tangent and had a conversation about like ancient Egypt and the pyramids and aliens and stuff like that. We just had a good time, right? Although that episode got corrupted and like 15 minutes of it got cut off, and I didn't realize it until after I uploaded it. It sucked. But so I'm going to kind of do that more often. I'm going to kind of welcome people back. At the end of every episode, I always welcome them back, and I'm going to end up doing that more often, and I'm going to always combine it with two people, so it's three altogether, and bring them back. And it's people that have never been on the show together. It could be people that know each other and are friends, or it could be people that don't even really, communicate, but just know each other throughout the community, and we come on and we have a good time, and we're doing that today, and I'm stoked to do that. Timestamps, because I'm rambling. Timestamps are always in the description if you want to skip ahead and see whatever it is that you want to see, or listen to whatever it is that you want to listen to. And by the way, before we get into this awesome episode that I'm stoked about, this week's episode is brought to you by the good folks at Creative Cosplay Magazine, of which Kyle, co-creator, has been on the show before, by the way. So if you want to get a deep dive insight on everything Creative Cosplay Magazine, go check that episode out. But listen, look, touch, smell, scratch, and sniff. Have you ever wanted your cosplays or even your photography to be featured in a magazine? Maybe you're browsing on Instagram and you see all your fellow cosplay friends holding up a physical magazine or posting a screenshot from a magazine with a huge smile on their face, happy about how they got featured on a page, got a section, got an interview, got a cover, and you're like, oh my God, this could be you. With 8 issues a year, 4 seasonal, 4 mid-season, you could get published on Creative Cosplays Magazine. CreativeCosplays.com. You follow the submission rules and submit your content today for a chance to be featured in some way, shape, or form. Cosplayers, photographers, artists, creators, do not miss your chance. And if you do get featured, make sure you grab your physical copy alongside those digital shots that you have, because, being able to own a physical copy of a magazine that you're featured in, there's something nostalgic about that, right? Being that we're in 2025 and you always have it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a feat in itself. So creativecosplays.com, Creative Cosplays Mag on Instagram, get published today. But anyway, let's get into bread and butter of this week's episode, because my guests this week have been here before, both separately in 2023, both cosplayers phenomenally so in their own right. One was on in the past where we definitely focused on his amazing Red Robin portrayals, but you may also know him for his more recent iterations of the Robin character, alongside his cinematic tellings of Red Hood, recently showcasing his Wolverine, as well as this stunning portrayal of the Winter Soldier, of which I got the opportunity to shoot, direct, and compose music for a fight scene together, Winter Soldier versus the Last Nevadans, U.S. Agent. The other was on in the past where we took a deep dive into him becoming iterations of Wolverine, his amazing work as Spider-Man, what the Flash means to him, and more. Still portraying amazing versions of Robin, steadily running across oceans as the Flash, and blessing us with his recent cosplays into the Mando universe, as well as Invincible. Back this week for an episode less interview-driven and more so just, hey, let's have a good convo about a couple things that we find interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and give a warm welcome back to Season Big Bird and Ecto Titan.
Let's go,
Hey.
bro.
How you guys doing? How you guys
Man,
doing?
Pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure.
I'm glad to be back, bro.
Yes.
I'm stoked to have you guys back, man. It was a good time on the episodes that we had respectively. We talked about so many different things, all your cosplays. I think, Daniel, you and I think we talked about gaming a lot as well. I think we went on a whole tangent about Zelda in the beginning, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I think we did that. I mean, good times, man. And it's funny because speaking of gaming, we always end up having conversations about gaming here and there with a lot of people on the show. But are you guys playing Marvel Rivals right now?
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I swear? Can I swear?
gotta
Okay,
Yeah,
admit.
of course. Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
yeah, dude.
I
was
gotta
just finished.
admit.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were, man. I think I seen you guys playing. I think I don't know if we both did. I can't remember, but I know I added one of you guys on it. We haven't played together yet, but I played the beta when it first came out, and then I've been dabbling in the official launch. I think it's a great game, man. I mean, how you guys feeling about Marvel Rivals, and who have you been playing? Who do you like?
Oh, I love the game. I mean, I've been an Overwatch fan. I mean, quote unquote, because I hate that game. I hate it. I hate that game so much. Like, no, I have no idea.
I really liked Overwatch 1, and then Overwatch 2 came out, and I was kind of like, this is the same thing. Like, they didn't really
they just made it
build
worse.
upon it.
They just made it worse. I love Overwatch since it came out. Like, I played the beta. I played the whole game since 2016. I have Genji's helmet signed by the voice actor and everything.
Oh, nice, dude. I didn't know that. That's dope.
Yeah, I used to love Overwatch. Then Marvel Rivals came out. I've been loving it so far. I'm an Iron Fist main. I like punching people a lot.
Oh man, you're an Iron Fist main,
I'm
dude.
an Iron Fist main and a Namor. I'm a Namor main
Wow,
too, bro. I've been
man.
like shooting people with the trident and like getting the
Namor.
octopuses everywhere.
Yeah,
I love him,
Namor.
bro.
I love him too, dude. Iron Fist pisses me off, bro.
Oh man, I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's like Genji. He's like Genji in steroids.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, dude.
We used to struggle like trying to get heals. We can heal ourselves now. We can heal ourselves now. Like,
Dude,
you have no
Iron
idea how good
Fist,
that is.
Bro, I'm playing. All of a sudden, I'm dead, and I look, and it was from Iron Fist every time,
he's great.
dude. Every time.
Oh, I have a clip of me dying against an Iron Fist, and it's me just rage quitting. I started rage quitting.
It's so frustrating, bro. It's so frustrating. Fernando, who you playing most, and how do you feel about the game too?
So I never actually got to play any of the Overwatch games, and I was told that this one was going to be pretty similar to it. So I was mentally preparing myself because I saw like Daniel would always tell me, "Oh, you should get into Overwatch and whatnot." And I never I didn't have a decent gaming platform in order to get into it. So that I got my PC pretty recently, like maybe a month before the Marvel Rivals game came out. Nice. And as soon as the game came out, I started playing it. It would give you a suggestion because everybody else would pick their categories, and I would always end up being a healer. So right now, nobody wants to be a healer. So
I feel you. Yeah.
I think the best one that I would say that I enjoy using would be Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay,
I love doing the how do you say it? The combinations with Groot. And whenever I get the chance to don't have to be the healer, I would always try to use between either Wolverine, because as a Wolverine fan myself, I was the very first one to say it does not make sense to add Wolverine in a game where everybody else shoots stuff. Like, what would he do? What would he do? Yeah. Like, he would be, you have to get pretty close to do melee attacks and whatnot. And I was saying, like, nah, he's going to be pure garbage in that game. Guess what? He's one of the most annoying ones. Same as the ones that you guys are saying. Yeah. Same as Iron Fist. It's the exact same issue. He's pretty freaking annoying. As soon as he jumps on you, it's
he
pretty
doesn't
hard
die.
not
He
to.
just doesn't die. He just doesn't die. You can see his bar
doesn't
going down,
Yeah.
and he goes like, I'm like, what?
exactly, dude.
Like, man,
exactly.
like me punching him as Iron Fist and not killing him, it's so like,
yeah, that's
all right,
crazy.
man, come on.
Yeah. It's I'm enjoying it, man. It's I'm a huge Overwatch fan. Well, kinda. I was a huge Overwatch fan. Then I lost interest for a while.
Yeah.
And then when I played the Marvel Rivals beta, which was obviously, a limited time, after I had like I wanted to play more of Marvel Rivals, but it, obviously wasn't available anymore because it was limited time. So I ended up going back to Overwatch to get that fix because I was like, I just want to play this game now. You know what I mean? So I went back to Overwatch until Marvel Rivals came out and I got my fix that way. And then finally, when the launch came out, when I was playing the beta, I was like super interested. I was really good with as well, like Thor, and then Loki, and a few Storm, and a few others
Loki,
here and there. I was really good with, and I wanted to during the beta. I wanted to really like Venom, but I just didn't. I was like, man, I just don't like the way he plays. Right?
I still haven't managed to use Venom nor Spider-Man nor.
I don't like Spider-Man either. I don't like the way Spider-Man plays. I didn't really like Iron Man either. It was really weird. But then now when it officially launched, Venom is actually one of the ones that I'm the best at. So it's really weird. Yeah, I don't know. It just changed. I don't know if they changed anything. I didn't pay attention to it, but
They changed
I didn't get to play on the beta.
I know they changed a few things. Yeah, because in the beta, I didn't like Venom. Was good at Thor, and then the official launch, I'm good at Venom, and I don't like Thor. It's the exact opposite. So really weird.
I played on the beta when it first came out. The closed one, the really closed beta.
Yeah.
I was maining Thor, Spider-Man, and I think it was I don't remember. Wait. Yeah, it was Spider-Man and Thor. I was really good with Spider-Man. And I haven't touched Spider-Man ever since. Like I haven't touched Spider-Man since the beta. Like since I'm so stuck with like Winter Soldier and like Iron Fist. Yeah. And I love Captain America as well. I was playing as Captain America.
Cap is fire, dude.
Bro, he's great.
Yeah.
Like, nobody uses him. Nobody uses him because they don't know how to use him.
Yeah, Cap is fire.
Actually, freaking surprised.
He's really good. He's really good. Like when you just run around and just throw people stuff and just run back again. Yeah, that's all you got to do. All you just jump, land, run away. Jump, land, run away.
Yeah, see, I'm digging now that I've had some time to play it here and there, which I still haven't had as much time as everybody else because I've been busy. But the time that I have had, Venom is my go-to, Cap is my go-to, and then I'm digging Namor as well. And then actually, I'm with you, Fernando. Nobody wants to heal, so I've been healing, and I'm good with Loki. And everyone's gonna hate it, but Jeff the Land Shark as well.
The best, bro. I've used him too. I used him when I have to be a healer. When I have to be a healer, I gotta pick Jeff. He's just Jeff, like crazy good.
He's crazy so good, man. He's OP, dude. But everybody hates him, dude.
He's annoying.
He is annoying as hell. When I'm not him, he's annoying as hell.
With beat.
The game launched with all the characters, man. No payments necessary, no character unlocks, all the characters available at launch, dude. Cool. I love that, man. And I'm gonna list the roster for those that may not know and may still want to get interested in the game. It's a heavy roster, man. A heavy roster of Adam Warlock, Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain America, Cloak and Dagger, Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy minus Gamora and Drax, Hawkeye, Hela, Hulk, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Jeff the Land Shark, Loki, Luna Snow, Magic, Magneto, MoonKnight, Namor, Penny Parker, Psylocke, Punisher, Scarlet Witch, Squirrel Girl, Spider-Man, Storm, Thor, Venom, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine. Huge list.
Yes. And they're going to add like 5 more.
I know. The Fantastic Four are on the way.
They just announced it yesterday.
Yeah.
They just announced the Fantastic Four.
A bunch of people, man. With such a heavy roster and clearly more on the way, and with an insane amount of characters that you could include in the future, I'm curious, like, who are some characters that you guys would like to see added to the game? And I'll give you like an example for me, because I kind of like thought about it. I overthought about it, actually. Like,
I did too. I kind of gave it a thought.
Yeah, and I gave them, for anybody watching, I gave them this question ahead of time so that way they could have a list or say whatever they want to say. So we'll see if any of our lists, are the same. But I won't list my whole list, but I do have a couple that I would really want to see. And I kind of try to think outside of the box. And one of them, which I'll explain even later when we talk about something else, but one of them is Man-Thing. I would like to see Man-Thing because it's an obscure character and I think it would be cool. And then Iceman and Ghostrider are like, those are my top, right?
That was one of the ones that I was thinking.
Ghostrider. Me too, bro. Me too.
Okay, so this is one we all thought of. Let me give you like an idea that I had. Like I thought like, some things that he could do is like maybe his ultimate or something is like he jumps on his motorcycle or his bike or whatever, and he goes around and leaves like a fire trail and it hurts everybody or something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then maybe at the end of the fire trail, he gets one option to do like his penance stare, and it kills, but he can only target one person for the penance stare, and it kills them instantly. So everybody knows like, oh, when Ghostrider's hitting his ult, we all got to disappear because one of us is gonna die for sure. Like it's no question about it.
Yeah, so that's that will make him annoying.
Yeah, hell yeah, it'd be annoying, dude. So that's like something I thought of like would be cool. Ghostrider would be OP, and then like Iceman, I thought obviously he could do like flying around on his like ice. He creates like the ice. I can't remember what it's called.
The spread. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like
he can
like
sliding on it.
Yeah, he could like slide on it and do stuff. And like I don't know if he would be like a tank or DPS. And the only reason I say tank is like because maybe he can lift up ice walls or something similar to Groot. You know what I mean? Like I thought of like stuff like that.
I wouldn't think of it naturally, but now that you mention it, it will make sense.
He probably be better as like a duelist, like as DPS. But I just thought like if he's lifting up like an ice wall, that's like a tank style thing, you know?
Yes,
so like maybe I don't know, but I was just randomly thinking. And of course I have other lists and random characters, but I want to hear your guys' too. So whoever wants to go first.
I would say Ant-Man.
Yeah,
same reason as everything.
Yeah.
Like people, he could have a couple abilities.
Yes.
His ultimate could be either one. Either he turns really big or he turns extra small, and he could be like jumping from opponent to other opponents, and like maybe quick punching them, taking it, not maybe necessarily killing them, but at least taking the majority of their health.
Exactly.
Damage, doing a lot of damage.
I don't know.
Cool.
No, you're right, because when I was putting this episode together, I was putting my list together. Tyre was sitting next to me, and she was talking about it too because she's seen me play it and whatnot. And exactly what you're saying is the exact same idea I had. That's crazy with Ant-Man.
Yes.
Like getting small and like going around and doing stuff. And then the same thing with what you said, Daniel. I also thought like, or what if he turns like big into Giant Man?
Yes.
And maybe
starts punching
like,
the ground.
Starts punching the ground or taking steps and stomping on people. You know what I mean?
Now it could be done. They could add Ant-Man, and his ultimate would be the one where he turns big, and then if they add the Wasp, he could have the other one
where she turns small.
Small, and she will be like flying through like in a speedy way, at least for the certain amount of people that are nearby. I don't know.
That's
it's
crazy
just something
cool, dude. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's another team up since they got a couple characters. Yeah.
Oh, another one that I just love. I love this character really. I like a lot. Is Silver Surfer. I would love to see Silver Surfer.
Yes, you actually posted one of your stupid memes today, and you mentioned something about it. Like when they add this character, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Over, bro.
Oh yeah,
but it would be. I had
Silver Surfer on my list too, and Tyre asked me. She was like, well, "What would he do though?" And I was like, "Damn, I don't know. Like he's honestly, so OP. Like what? I don't even know what I would pick for like his moves or ultimate or anything."
I mean, I thought the same about Adam Warlock, dude, and they just nerfed him a little bit for the game.
They did. Yeah, they did.
I don't like seeing him with a rod going around like this. I don't like.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a boost. Like he just walks everywhere.
So Silver Surfer will have this cosmic power, of course. Like he shoots rays and stuff like that, and probably move really fast with the board.
With the
board and stuff like that. Maybe his ultimate will be like him spinning around the board and just shooting lasers everywhere. Maybe I'm not the only one. Ever since I saw MoonKnight, I would love to see Daredevil. I saw something like a whole concept thing where you see behind the walls, like when you activate your Widowmaker ultimate.
Yeah.
If you played Overwatch, if you activate your Widowmaker ultimate, you see behind the walls.
Exactly. Daredevil could have that.
He could have that. And you can see everything in red compared to your teammates. So it'll be super cool.
Yeah.
And my last but not least, Quicksilver.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course.
It will be raid edition, like a speedster in the game where you can go around and run around. Not so fast, of course, but quick punches here and there, and then do its minor damage, but really fast. That'll be really cool.
They would probably make something super fast, super fast. They'd probably end up making that like an ultimate. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where he's untouchable. You know what I mean? But it's only for
you can
5 seconds.
It would be quite the opposite of the Hawkeye. His ultimate, where you would see the other person moving. And his reflection, right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Exactly,
so his would be quite the opposite. Like he would be projecting, and it would be like your opponent would be looking at you, and that's the old you, and you're already over there, the other side of the map.
Exactly. That would be cool. I get you. Yeah, I get you.
Taskmaster would be a good one as well.
Yeah, dude.
His ultimate could be like he would choose somehow. Or at least the closest person, the closest opponent, I don't know, but he would have to mimic
like what Loki kind of does, but Loki turns into them
or abilities. Exactly. Yes. Oh my. That's pretty actually cool now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Ask Maps.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do like movie tie-ins and stuff, like especially with, I'm sure Daredevil will be added to the game around the time that Born Again comes out on D+. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're saving stuff like that for movie
that would
tie-ins.
Make sense.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Another one that would be great is an X-Men is Nightcrawler. Fits this game perfectly.
I
have him teleporting around the map, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude. And kind of back to what you said about like kind of saving people with Silver Surfer. Like one of the things that maybe Nightcrawler could do too is he can grab one person to teleport with him and save them. You know what I mean? Like he can do things like that. I think that would be really cool. I think he fits perfectly. Nightcrawler fits perfectly in there, dude.
Nightcrawler, man. Yeah. Nightcrawler, Quicksilver, those two would be perfect friggin' additions.
Imagine that. I think that'd be cool. And I have a whole other list, but we'll save it for like another time. I went in depth, man. I was thinking about a lot of stuff, but it's funny that like, that Marvel Rivals has gotten so big, especially in a time where like some may, talk about, superhero fatigue and this and that, at least in like movies and stuff in it. And I'm curious what you guys think of like the current state of the MCU and what you may want or don't want moving forward with it. And it's also a fitting conversation because Fernando and I, we had a convo about in the past about bringing the X-Men into the MCU, and that has still yet to be seen completely. It's kind of starting, but not fully. And I know for me, like, I'm still kind of feeling a little like about the MCU. It's a lot of hit or miss for me at the moment, with a lot more misses than hits, unfortunately. But I don't know if the conversation of superhero fatigue is still relevant, because, I mean, we know that there's no fatigue when it comes to the gaming side of superhero content. That's obvious. Yeah. Everybody's playing Marvel Rivals and having a great time with it. So maybe the fatigue still exists within cinema, or maybe fans are just tired of having mediocre filmmaking decisions. That, simply just, we still love all of our superhero stuff. We just want it to be better. And I recently rewatched Werewolf by Night. I watched it for the second time, but it was Tyre's first time, Paper Moon Cosplay. And there's a reason that I'm bringing that up. Did you guys watch that special presentation, Werewolf by Night?
I didn't get to watch it, but I've been told he's actually pretty sick. So I think now that you reminded me about it, I might look for it. And it's a special presentation. It's only 55 minutes long. It's like a short film, I guess you could say, in their eyes. And I think it's pretty cool. And so some of this is, you guys are not going to know everything because you didn't watch it, but I've realized when I watched it for the second time, like, I think that's what was missing for me in the MCU, for like seeing like monsters in it, because it's Werewolf by Night, so it's like Wolfman, Man-Thing is in it, which people may not know about Man-Thing. Man-Thing is kind of like Marvel's version of Swamp Thing, I guess you could say. I don't remember who came first, but that's that's a whole other topic. But the Man-Thing is in it. Man-Thing is in it as well, and the CGI was great in a time where often CGI is rushed, and it's a very hit or miss these days in a lot of films as well. And the way that Werewolf by Night was filmed, the fact that it's all in black and white, except for a very ending portion, which again, sorry, but spoiler alert, it was something different, something fresh in my mind. And in a time where we know that the X-Men are coming, we know that the Fantastic Four are coming, we know that big bads like Galactus exist, we know Doom is coming, which is a whole other convo in itself about how you may or may not feel about that. We know ground level heroes are coming back to the MCU like Daredevil. What are Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, Blade, MoonKnight, like the supernatural side of things, what are they doing? What have they been doing? Where are they? Like, they've given us a taste of these things and then just kind of never touched on it again. And all of these characters too could lead up to something that some people may know and some people may not, but like the Midnight Suns, a group that consists of, a lot of different characters. I won't name them all, and that's something for me that personally, when I was rewatching Werewolf by Night, that I felt that spark of intrigue back. And I was like, that for me, at least, this is what's been missing, is that something different. That's something that the MCU or Disney, however you want to say, hasn't been focusing on, And I'm stoked about the X-Men. Don't get me wrong about what I said. I'm stoked to see the X-Men. I'm stoked to see the Fantastic Four. I'm stoked to see Galactus, Silver Surfer. I have my feelings about Doctor Doom, but that's a whole other conversation. But I'm stoked to see these things. But rewatching Werewolf by Night, I was like, this is for me what I've been missing in the MCU, is something completely different. What's on your guys' mind when it comes to, where you feel about the MCU and what you want to see, what you don't want to see? What are your hopes for the X-Men, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, or anything else? Maybe something outside of the box, like how I chose Man-Thing and stuff like that. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Whoever wants to go first. for the perfect time that would have been for them to add the X-Men, it would have been at the end of Endgame. If they wanted it to be as big as of an impact as it's going to be, that was the opportunity. And now you're going to get to, let's say, okay, this X-Men movie comes out and it's going to be amazing and whatnot, blah, yada, yada. But then you're going to be left with this feeling of watching the X-Men next to the OG Avengers. Like, they're going to continue making Avengers movies, but it's not the same
lineup,
not the same roster. Yeah. You're not going to see Wolverine meeting with Iron Man or with Captain America.
Missed opportunity.
And every animated version of Wolverine, they always give a hint that he was a teammate, fighting in the wars alongside Captain America.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something
and
that
you're never going to
included.
get that. You might get maybe an Easter egg, I guess, but it's something that I, as a fan of Wolverine, would have liked to see.
Same.
Everything that has come out after Endgame, it's like, how do I put this? I believe they played it on themselves because they set the bar so high.
Yeah.
Now everything that you're gonna see, you expect to get the same feeling.
Exactly.
People got the same feeling on No Way Home,
right?
When they got to see the old versions and whatnot. Oh, spoilers in case nobody knows.
I feel like it's been long enough.
Yeah. So
somebody gets mad, like, oh my god, spoiler, guys!
So unless you manage to do something like that, which is what they just did recently when they brought Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, which, as much as a fan I am, I loved it and everything and whatnot, but it does not make, I don't know, it has to be, they did it in that specific way where they brought him from this alternate universe and yada, 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 all that mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
But you're never going to see this as the classic versions where Wolverine and all the other X-Men live in the same universe as the other superheroes.
Right.
Which evades the subject that I had mentioned the other time. Like, it would not even make sense. The mutants live in this world where they are hated.
Right. How are
because
they
of their
that?
mutation. And how could you make them live in the same world where you got other superheroes and they're loved and people praise them and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because they're superheroes. So I don't know. They might have done the appropriate way given the circumstances in real life, with the rights and whatnot. But at this point, we could get a good X-Men movie eventually, or individual X-Men movies, whatever their plan is.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be the same feeling. Like, I believe deep down, a lot of people are going to say, like, it was good, but
I hope they don't ruin the X-Men. Those are one of my favorites, man.
It's the same feeling, We wanted that feeling where like when we saw Spider-Man and Civil War meeting like Iron Man and Captain America meeting the rest of the Avengers.
Yes.
We wanted that feeling. Like, oh my God, Spider-Man is finally here.
Yeah.
So we wanted that feeling of like Wolverine's meeting Captain America, Chris Evans Captain America, and also like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Yeah. That would have been great. But 100%. I mean, they're going that route because at the end of the day, the MCU is like those multiverse thing. But so they'll find a way to give us this Ultimate Alliance type thing where where they just all meet and how they have like this whole battle. Probably Secret Wars. Maybe they can do that
I think
there.
So, yeah.
But they just announced Adamantium on the Captain America New Frontiers.
It ties into the Eternals, which they're kind of pivoting away from, but they still have to address the big hand of, I can't remember the guy's name, but the big hand and
the Celestial.
The Celestial, and that's where the Adamantium comes from. So they're changing it up from the comics a little bit, but at least they're starting to introduce the X-Men more and tie everything together. I am stoked about that, but I am concerned about the storyline and how it all goes. And then I'm also, you had brought up like Hugh Jackman coming back too. Like, I don't know. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I want him to come back.
I was just thinking about that.
I feel conflicted because I also kind of want to see something else.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to see Wolverine in the X-Men movie. If they do an X-Men movie, standalone, whatever. Yeah, because I think they're going to leave Wolverine as Hugh Jackman. They already said it. I mean, they already set it up.
He's going to be in the next Avengers movies. We know that. He's supposed to be in the next Avengers movies.
Hopefully, yes.
He's supposed to, at least. That's the rumor. But I think after that, that's going to mark the end of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
So they're not going to bring up a new guy, and you already established that this is the face. This guy's the face of Wolverine in the universe where all these other characters are. So I don't think they're going to bring up
a more accurate to the comics type of like actor, like short one with the
but it will be the same issue. It will be like a guy from an alternate universe and yada yada yada. All that stuff.
Or I mean, in the main universe right now, like the one where like the MCU established, we're not doing the multiverse stuff and stuff like that. There's not a Wolverine that hasn't been seen a Wolverine yet.
Yeah.
So maybe they're gonna go for like a different actor, since the same way that we saw different variants of them, like Henry Cavill's Wolverine and Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah. Like we saw a variant. Like we know now that there is other people that don't look the same as Hugh Jackman. There's other Wolverines that look different.
Okay.
So
they could.
They just hint us there in that movie where they're like, there's other people that there's Wolverine. Like they also gave us like a cameo where like there's Henry Cavill as Wolverine. It was cool, but they kind of hint us like maybe there's other Wolverines, like they look different. Yeah. Same way that they just hint us in the Multiverse of Madness that Reed Richards was John Krasinski. Yeah. It was the same character, same same character. It was a different. He had a different look on his
different
appearance.
Yeah.
So maybe they do the same with Wolverine.
I don't think that they would do what I'm about to say, but it would be something that could be done, but I don't think they're going to do it. But since we're just being introduced to adamantium, what if they went a whole new, again, I kind of think it's a bad idea, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if they were going a route of, they're just introducing us to adamantium, maybe they're just learning about adamantium, and this is how the Weapon X program in the MCU comes to light. Stryker and all of that, because now they're experimenting, and then that's how down the line we get our MCU Wolverine, and it's new, it's a fresh. He didn't have a war with, he didn't go to war with Captain America, the MCU version, it would be which is they're going to retcon a whole storyline, and people are going to be pissed. But I'm just saying, like, if we're just being introduced to adamantium, that could be a route that they take. I don't think fans would like that at all, but I'm just saying it could be something they do. I think it's a bad idea, but I'm just saying.
It will be super cool.
Right now, the timelines, like the time sequences in order and whatnot. Like, let's say right now we're gonna get the movie of the Fantastic Four, for example, and that movie, from what I understand, it's supposed to be based on around the 60s time. So,
and it's a different universe, from what I understand, a different like a multiverse or timeline or whatever as well. Not only is it in the 60s, but it's also a different universe or whatever. Yeah, so it's so confusing. It's so confusing.
I got the solution right now. Like, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna bring out Wolverine. This is just one guy that volunteered for the program, and he wants to get adamantium because Tony Stark was his employer at some point, and he was just pissed, and he wants to get revenge. Tony Stark destroyed his dad,
and he want to kill his daughter. He want to kill his daughter.
They tie in everything to Tony Stark.
I want to be Iron Man, so I want metal in my skin. I want metal in my bones.
Like that.
And then later we see Dr. Doom, RDJ, Dr. Doom, and then Wolverine wants to kill him because of that.
He's like, I want to kill you because you look like Tony Stark.
You look like the Tony Stark I remember.
Yeah, that's I'm going to play $5
like Disney.
And I'm going to assume that's what it's going to do.
Yeah. Imagine Disney sues us he's like,
we've been talking.
How do you guys do that? How do you guys know that? I want to see more of a street, like the same way they did Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah,
I want to see like a street level,
not so much traveling all the way to Egypt. And
exactly. I want to see more like Moon Knight beating the crap out of people.
Yes.
Like
I want to
alongside Daredevil. I want to see more grounded stuff, and with Daredevil, Moon Knight, Blade, maybe, and maybe Spider-Man. Like maybe add Spider-Man to that.
Exactly. I want a grounded level Spider-Man too. That's a whole
conversation. Like I want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man struggle with Rent. I want to see him struggle with his gadgets. I want to see him struggle with all of that stuff. Because we didn't see that. We didn't see that in the first three movies that we just got it from him. Right. So I want to see him do that right now.
Yes, like, you nailed it. That's what I want too. Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see him struggle and I don't have Tony Stark second anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how can I do this myself?
Exactly.
So like my suit is I got to make my suit my own suit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I want to see him like meeting new people like as Spider-Man, not like I'm Peter Parker.
Yeah. No, you nailed
not level Avengers. I want to see street level people. Like I want to see Matt Murdock talking with Peter Parker.
100%.
The same way Matt Murdock talked with Punisher and just EJ connected perfectly. I want to see that level of like connection with Spider-Man. The same way in the comics?
I agree.
100%, man. Yeah, perfect way to end that segment because I agree with that. I did a whole episode before about the spectacular Spider-Man, what I think we should call the next Spider-Man and all of that stuff and having it be more ground level. Like, I agree with you 1,000%. That is perfect, man. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit more. I want to talk a little bit. We've been talking a lot about Marvel, so I do want to throw some DC talk in before we wrap up and everything. But before we do that, let's break up the monotony and let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week. Oh, and this week's Cosplay of the Week is none other than, it's a long time coming, Vision Arts. And I'm throwing it up on the screen right about now. And it is of his amazing Wolverine, dude. This thing is phenomenal. When he posted this photo, I commented on it. I think I was like, oh my God, or like, holy shit, or something like that. I don't remember what I commented, but it's absolutely amazing. And shout out to the photographer as well, because it is a phenomenal shot. It looks like a movie still, straight cinema. Photo by Mark Edwards, photographer. And he did a series, because you may be looking at this and going, why is he holding a Batarang? That's because he did a series of photos where he's present with the Batman. It was like a Wolverine Batman crossover with Costume Captain. So shout out to Costume Captain. That was really cool as well. But this is phenomenal. And I love everything about it, man. And I believe Vision does all of his own. I know he does the cowls and everything for sure. And I know he does do some suits and stuff here as well. I'm not quite sure if you did all of your Wolverine. So forgive me. Let me know. I'll try to look it up in other photos.
I think he altered it.
Did he alter it?
Yeah, he made the whole chest. He made the whole chest and like the shoulders and stuff like that.
He had an older version, I believe, and he added like some custom changes to it. And I remember talking with Jania, and we both agreed. Sick.
Yeah, phenomenal. And by the way, to anybody tuning in on Instagram right now, and if you didn't tune into the full clip on YouTube, we have guests this week. Season Big Bird and Ecto Titan back for the second time, both of them. And we're talking about a bunch of different things. We're talking about the MCU, what we want from it, what we don't want, the future. We're talking about the DCU, what we want, what we don't want, the future. And we're talking about Marvel Rivals as well, a very in-depth conversation about Marvel Rivals. Go check that out on YouTube for the full episode if you haven't. But Vision Arts, man, your Wolverine is amazing. Everything, down from the cowl to the claws to all of it. And I love the whole the Batman crossover thing that you did as well. And the photos are just pure cinema, man. And I do want to throw up another one, and I'm throwing it up right about now. And it is of his Iron Fist, and it also is accompanied by Sarah Thwips as well. And I threw up the Iron Fist because it's something different. I don't think you see Iron Fist as often as you do. And I thought it was pretty fitting for this episode because we were talking a lot about Marvel Rivals and we were talking about Iron Fist earlier. So
I can't bend my hand.
I know his hand's all bent like crazy. I think this is awesome, dude.
Yes, the pose looks realistic.
Exactly, dude.
Just the mask itself looks really good. Like it's just,
like,
I love
comic
how
accurate, classic. I love it, dude. This is so cool. And I want to throw up a third one before we get up out of here. And I'm throwing it up right about now. And it is of his Spawn and Sarah Thwips She-Spawn. And insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Photography by Edward Photography as well.
He's right here. He just keeps going. He just keeps going.
What I know, right? What do you even say about it? Like, we all got eyes. We're all looking at it. Do I even need to say anything? It's amazing from top to bottom, dude. Top to bottom. Everything from the weapons and just all of it. It's phenomenal. And yeah, you're right. The cape going up on the top there.
No, the cape, not going on the top. Just doing the little bendy thing, the little style that, McFarlane always does.
Yeah. I'm extending an invite at some point in time, Vision, for you to come on, because I just want to learn about how you did the cape. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to learn about that. It just, out of one of the things that I want to talk to you about, man, just phenomenal, dude. Like I said, guests this week, Ecto Titan, Season Big Bird. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about any of his cosplays before we wrap up this segment?
He always take it up top notch, dude. He always take it to a next level. He makes, he's a great craftsman at foam, props, normal props, and he does a great job with painting. He also has a good Robin. Like, I'm a big fan of his Robin as well. And he's also super nice too. He's also super nice and super kind, and he's always there to help others. So
yeah, I think I've started following him. I remember because of his Robin, he had like this armored type, and it looked thick.
Yeah, amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following Vision Arts, please go do so right now on Instagram at Vision Arts, spelled exactly how it sounds, because Vision Art, your Wolverine, Iron Fist, Spawn, cosplay of the week for me, Season Big Bird and Ecto Titan, is amazing. Absolutely dope, man. Really dope. If you tune into the show regularly, you know that I usually do a surprise segment that is called Shotgun Questions. But because of time restraints, unfortunately, we're going to skip Shotgun Questions. And they've also been on before. And I think I was doing Shotgun Questions back then when I had you guys on. I don't remember.
You did the bat
I remember
which was the first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I did those. Yeah. So they've been on before and they've done Shotgun Questions before. So we're going to go ahead and skip it. I did have another list of questions for you guys though. I'll tell it to you off air. But yeah, I want to get to like some of the meat of DC and DCU as well, because we talked a lot about Marvel, and Creature Commandos has come out. I've yet to watch it. Have you guys watched it?
Yep.
I literally got up to date today.
Okay. So one of you watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
I was waiting for it to come out completely.
I'll probably just wait for that then myself. But I've seen a few spoilers here and there, and I saw that the Batman image, and everyone is saying that this is our first look at the DCU Batman. James Gunn,
but it's just an animation.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of confused about that because James Gunn himself even says that Creature Commandos, even though it's animation, it officially kicks off his DC universe, and it kind of confuses me a bit.
Yes,
right?
From what I read, this is supposed to be the first official thing from the DC universe. Whatever they're gonna call it.
It confuses me a bit, though. See, the part that confuses me a little bit is because, like, we have our first look at Batman, and they're claiming that it's canon. This is our first look at the DCU. So, but it's animation.
Yeah, you don't get to see anything. It's just like
it's just like a silhouette, kind of, right?
Yeah, silhouette. Yeah. Yes, that's
but
the
is
word.
this truly our first look at the brave and the bold Batman that we'll get in live action? Like, is it though? Like, is this how this works? His DCU crosses over from animation to live action. Like, I don't know. I'm confused on it. And with that being said, the same way that we kind of discussed the future, the wants, the don'ts, etc. earlier of the MCU, I'm curious about like what your guys' thoughts are on the DCU, like what you want. Like, what are your thoughts on, like, what do you think about Superman? How do you feel about the look of Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific? Like, what we have Matt Reeves' Batman, which is delayed, but then we have the DCU that's going to get its own Batman, and in that universe, the entirety of the Bat family is said to already exist. Like, what do you want from that outside of Batman and Superman? Like, what are you looking forward to? What are you hoping James Gunn will throw some shine on? Like, the new upcoming DCU, what are your guys' thoughts?
Okay, for my point of view, we all know Batman is the cash cow. So the whole DCU is going to revolve around Batman. They're going to continue doing the Matt Reeves individual Batman movies
until it's done. I
hope they stay separate, like the Christopher Nolan movies, where they don't connect it to any universe and whatnot. Yeah. But when I read that somewhere that they're going to be doing this Batman as if already the Bat family already exists and all that, but I don't think it's not going to be a full-on version of the Bat family. Like, it could be just maybe Robin, Dick Grayson, and then maybe Damian.
We know Damian's in it for sure, and he's got to be our Robin in this universe.
If I'm going to base it off of what they did on the animated universe they were building with the movies, they never mentioned or added Tim Drake, and they never mentioned Jason. They made a separate movie about death in the family, but connected in the universe, there was no Jason, there was no Tim, no Stephanie, whatnot. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go with that route, like a simple Bat family, like
a Damian, a Dick, a Barbara, and maybe that's it.
I hope they go for Damian. This is what I. Yeah. Like Damian, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Batgirl, Tim Drake.
I want Jason too. Yeah, I do want Jason. I want a red Robin.
Yeah, I want everybody, bro. I want Stephanie Brown. I want Cassandra Cain. I want the Huntress. I want everybody, bro.
I'm a simple man. I just want, and he lists everybody.
Every single one of them. Like, we need every single one of them.
It would be perfect. But the thing is that I don't think we're gonna get that.
There's such a good. They add a lot of depth to Batman as well. Batman already went through the whole process of losing his son. Like, we need that Batman. Yeah. We need that Batman that learned from his mistakes. Because if he didn't learn from his mistakes from Dick Grayson and Jason Todd and like Tim Drake as well, like, what is he going to show to Damian? Like, what does he expect from Damian? What does Damian expect from him?
Right.
Because he's going to maybe go through the whole process of like maybe losing a son. He hasn't gone through that if Jason is not there. Yeah. So we need that whole dynamic of the Bat family of like the fallen son, Jason Todd, of like Dick Grayson, the prodigal son. We need Tim Drake, the smart one, because at the end of the day, for me, the the perfect Robin is Tim Drake.
I love Tim Drake too. I'm just being honest.
Like
I love Tim Drake too.
That's the first Robin because you know Jason Todd was Robin, but he was nice. Like he died.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson, he's Nightwing. Like Damian Wayne can be his own persona if he wants to. He's a little.
Yeah, he's a
little assassin.
Yeah.
And like Tim Drake is like the perfect Robin. He adds up to Batman. He never takes away from it. He always adds up to him.
Yeah.
And they're both there, it's over, dude.
I think I'm biased because I just want to see a Red Robin in live action.
Exactly. They're probably going to have a Red Robin. That's the thing. You know, Damon's going to be Robin, but Red Robin's going to be there for the Titans.
I would love to see that. I would love to see what they do with a Red Robin suit in live action. I just personally want to see that, you know? What if they did a situation where, I mean, they don't have to follow the comics, you know? They could just do kind of what you said, like it's just, you know, Damian and Dick only, and we just kind of don't get Jason, we don't get Tim. You know, it's possible that they could do that. But what if we got a situation, I think out of all the Robins, if they were to not include one, it probably would end up being Tim, I think.
Yeah,
if they didn't include one. What if we got a situation where in this universe, Dick does exist and Jason did exist, but at this current moment, he's still dead, right? He hasn't become Red Hood yet in this universe, and they think he's dead. So we have Dick. We have Dick as Nightwing already. We have Damian becoming Robin, and they just don't do Tim just because I feel like that's something they would probably just ignore. And then later we get Red Hood.
That would be a possibility.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
That's what I think. Yeah,
because they would love to do. I mean, they would do Red Hood because he's definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I've never met a person that said, "Oh, that Red Hood, that's a main ass character." No, everybody loves.
At the end of the day, like not the. You know, the audience itself, like people who are not into comics or like games or series, they don't know about the Bat family. They only know about Batman and Robin, right?
Exactly.
So maybe like if James Gunn is like really famous for like bringing characters that people don't know, like the mayor audience don't know.
Yeah.
And bring them to the big screen to introduce them as a new team or something.
Yeah.
James Gunn will be perfect to add the Bat family to the DCU. Like he will be great on like adding these characters that people love from that read comics and watch series and like animated movies and stuff to like the big audiences to introduce like, hey, there's only
It's not just Batman and Robin.
Exactly. There's a lot of other
look at all this other stuff that the comic lovers know, but I want to introduce to the everyday moviegoer. You know what I mean?
No, because like look at Peacemaker. I didn't give a Peacemaker.
I didn't.
Nobody.
I was the first
I watched the series, and the series is perfect. I watched the series. It's my favorite series from DCU.
Same.
Like it's my favorite. I agree. And the fact that it's canon to the DCU. Like James Gunn was like, it's completely canon, except for the like Justice League part.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Justice League
that part is not. It's not canon.
See, I have my mixed feelings and mixed emotions about James Gunn. I'm going to say something controversial. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I don't think that James Gunn is the save all for DC. I don't think so.
Definitely.
I don't think so.
He does. I agree.
He has some good ideas, but not all.
I think he has some good ideas.
He makes good movies and all that, but he's not going to cover, or I don't see him covering every detail about every character.
I think he should let some other people handle some stuff.
I don't see him making a good Wonder Woman movie or like. I don't know, some other characters like a Flash movie. He could make. He narrows down perfectly. Like right now, Creature Commandos is a very good show. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I was. Same thing that happened with Peacemaker. I was the first one that said, that was kind of a bad character in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
but the whole series, I freaking loved it.
Same.
I don't know. It captivated me from the very first episode. It was pretty cool to see this whole other dynamic for this character that you were taught to hate in the movie. Because I don't know, he does have that talent to making weird characters and whatnot to become likable,
stand out.
But it's very big shoes to fill when it comes to like making a Batman or a Wonder Woman or let's see how he does with the Superman one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we haven't seen a live. We got a live action of Black Mask in Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
but you know they always put Black Mask as a serious character in games and stuff like that. I want to see a version of Black Mask that is struggling with Red Hood, where he's Have you seen Have you seen Of course you have seen Under the Red Hood. So he's always stressing. He's always stressing because of Red Hood. Yeah, and he's always screaming at everybody. And he's like always like so angry and so stressed because of Red Hood. And Red Hood is just taunting him every single time. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Maybe that's what we get if we get a Jason Todd in this universe. We get a spin-off movie and it's focused on Red Hood and Black Mask going at each other.
Exactly. And I don't want to see an edgy the Red Hood's back type deal. I don't want to see that. That makes me cringe every time I see it. It makes me cringe.
Yes.
I don't want to see an edgy, super smuggy Jason Todd. I want to see okay, he's serious. Of course, he's traumatized all the time. But he was Robin. He was fun. He was funny. He makes jokes. You know? He's not gonna be a Deadpool type of character. But he's also not gonna be like a broody, edgy man, of course. But he's gonna be like that balance where he talks to himself and he makes jokes of himself, but he also makes fun of other criminals and stuff like that.
I think James Gunn might be good at that. He might be good at that because he does like the comedy side of things. He does take lesser characters. He does take lesser characters, make them more well known. He is pretty good at that. And while we get ready to wrap up here, I'll leave everybody with this final thought. My final thought on the DCU and everything. In the same way for the MCU, if you watch the earlier part of the episode, I was saying that like I was more intrigued by something different, right? Like and for me, for the MCU, that was Man Thing, Werewolf by Night, all that stuff, the supernatural stuff. I would say within live action, I think it's time for the DCU to also shed some light on or back on someone like Constantine, for one. Like, give me Justice League Dark. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, right? You know what I mean? I would even love to see some Swamp Thing exist. You know,
maybe not even a movie, but at least like a series or something.
I'm fine with a series.
I remember again, I was very skeptical about when the animated movie for Justice League Dark came out. I was like, it's not Justice League. I don't think I'm gonna like it. I don't know. I'm always skeptical about variant versions of whatever. I like mostly the originals. But again, I watched the movie and I loved it. I love Constantine. I love Zatanna. I love Deadman. That's one that really surprised me.
That's what I want to see. I think like if James wants to be super different from the things that have been done in the past, I know you got to build this universe. Right? And I know it starts with Superman and Batman, that aspect. I get it. And I know as far as Batman, like we just said, the Bat family, we're going to get that. We're going to get a different Batman. We're not going to see the origin story. That's great. I get it. But to further separate yourself from things in the past, I think it's do something that's never been done in live action. He's doing it with Creature Commandos, with animation. You know, when do you see them in the film world? You don't. You haven't. But for live action, Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, show me some supernatural. Let me get some dark magic. Show me a big, deep voice, interesting Swamp Thing interaction, you know, because he interacts with Constantine a lot in the animation. Then, if you want to, you can even tie that back into Poison Ivy, which goes back into the Batman universe again. So it all ties in together, you know? You got Superman with the bright, the colorful, the happy, the joyous, standing for everything right. That's the route that James is taking with his Superman. Awesome, cool, we're gonna get that version. Batman, dark, brooding, moody, Gotham, family turmoil seems to be the focus probably. All these villainous villains, awesome, cool. Green Lantern, space, the lanterns, the color green, got it, it's gonna be everywhere. Then kick it off with like the supernatural. Give me the supernatural. Let's take it to an area within film that we haven't before. That's what I'm personally most intrigued by. And if done well, it could be really awesome, dude. And James is so interested, like we've said so far this whole time talking about DC, in taking lesser focused characters and making them household names. Well, here you go. So that's my ending thoughts on the DCU and everything. That's what I would love, man. We are going to get ready to wrap up because we're running on a little bit long. But before we do, I do want to give you guys the floor real quick to say kind of like whatever's on your mind, or maybe drop some hints on like what you're working on and what your future in cosplay looks like. And if you're going to be at any cons coming up or anything, and you want to say that, go ahead. These last few seconds are yours.
My next convention it's going to be MegaCon. Nice. So far, I don't have so many projects going on cosplay. Like lately, I've been like, oh, I like that. I want to do it. If it's simple enough, I will do it. If it's not that simple, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to put so much brain power in that. Yeah. Like before, I used to go ham on those projects. Like, I want to do this. Like, I've been holding myself. I've been playing Marvel Rivals recently. Yeah. And I've been wanting to do Winter Soldier. Because I'm like, oh, it looks so good. But I've been just holding myself, just, you know, trying to like relax a little bit. Yeah. I'm, you know, I always do that. I do projects and I sell them later. Like everybody knows me because of that. Like, do this, but then you sell it like 2 months later. I'm like,
right.
Like the journey of like, building stuff and
being creative.
And being exactly, like being creative and like going through the thought process of building something. And I use it. I still see the shine in it, but then if the time passes, it stops glowing for me. I'm just gonna sell it to somebody else. So what I'm doing right now is I have my Wolverine over there.
Nice. Yep. You're doing Wolverine.
So I'm doing Wolverine for MegaCon. That's from Sim Cosplay, which they just started doing some screen printed fabrics as well.
I saw something you posted, like, it's really good quality, right?
It's insane. It's insane. They really stepped up the game. Like they were like, they really stepped up their game, bro. Like, no, I'm not kidding. They just recently dropped a Black Panther as well. And I'm like, I want to buy that as well. I want to buy that too.
Hell yeah.
I want to buy a Black Panther.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm just here and there. I'm gonna go to MegaCon. I'm excited for that.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I'll see you there because I'm going too. Fernando, what do you got?
Here?
Yeah. What do you got coming up, man? What do you, if anything that you're working on or anywhere you might be?
Well, I'm gonna do my very best to try to go to MegaCon, but I highly doubt it, man. I got so much work stuff in the moment. But if not, I'm gonna do my very best to try to go to the New York Comic Con for the first time. So it's pretty early to know what would I make for that. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna stay focused on. I keep making suits and whatnot, but it's for like a charity group. Okay. We do charity events and activities and whatnot, and I put the same love and effort that I put as if it was going to be for like a photo shoot or a convention. Yeah, and in the meantime, that's what's going to keep me occupied until like I get an idea what we're going to do in the future.
Hell yeah.
If I manage to go to MegaCon with Daniel and
Obi, we would be like... He always keeps it a secret. Like he has like 5 projects that I don't even know about. It's like it can be like, I've been working on this thing for like 2 months. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? It's like,
we'll find out. We'll find out eventually.
I just don't feel like telling you. I'm like, okay.
For sure. We'll find out eventually.
At this moment, it's pretty low season at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do my very best to try and go.
There's no many like stuff to use like our stuff here. That's the thing. There's not many conventions and stuff to attend here.
So you got to travel for everything.
We travel like that's what we're doing. Like we're traveling a lot. So like they're all
for sure. Well, man, this has been awesome, dude. I like doing these I guess I'm labeling as welcome back episodes, like I already explained, and you guys obviously just saw, and you guys obviously were just a part of. I think this is really cool, and I want to start doing these a lot more. So I'm stoked that you guys came back. I'm stoked we were able to talk about this, get a little bit of insight, because I finally get to say now that we're cosplayers now that I cosplay myself, but there's also there's more to us than just cosplaying. We have thoughts on other you know what I mean? So I'm stoked to do these kind of style episodes, man, and I'm glad that you guys wanted to do it as well. To everybody tuning in, if you aren't following Season Big Bird and Ecto Titan on Instagram, please go do so right now, spelled exactly how it sounds. And to everybody tuning in, thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those beautiful things that you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down, you hit that big red subscribe button. When you do, it goes, and you get 100 sexy Project points. Thank you for watching and listening on Spotify, as videos are available on Spotify as well. And when you follow and you rate, you do all those things you do on Spotify, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at @IGHateschazzy. That is my personal. And if you're looking for the podcast as a whole, you can find it on Instagram at Side Project Podcast. Remember, that's Project with a K. Side Project merch available on sideprojectpodcast.com. For me, for Season Big Bird, for Ecto Titan, we